Follow a family of hyenas on a hunting trip. The patrolling Lion King sees the opportunity. Discover the princess of the hyena family. The Lion King takes action immediately. His life was ended on the spot. Just killed a cub, but the status of the hyena princess is different. The death of the princess will seriously affect the queen's status. This then laid the foundation for the split of the hyena family. Dusk. The Hound Queen returns to her territory. He discovered the tragedy that had occurred, and the territory is not guarded by family members. The dead cub left him helpless. This is the first time I see the most unusual behavior of a hunting dog. Use all your strength. He lowered his head. Woo. Maybe he was taking an oath. Territory is a formal warning to an abuser. Maybe he wants to give a hint right away. Passed on to all members of the family. After all, it was a lack of defense led to this tragedy. But no matter what, this is his most painful emotional outlet. Of course, this situation, we can also truly feel how at a loss he is at this moment. Soon at the call of the Hound Queen, other members of the family came one after another. Suddenly the hyena queen attacks a cub. After other members find out, they immediately step forward to stop. The hound family suddenly fell into chaos. The cub was not harmed, but the hyena queen's amazing behavior, it really makes many family members feel fearful, especially a few high-status females. They surround the cubs and the queen. Maybe they just instinctively want to protect their cubs, but antagonizing the queen was seen as a threat. Several females were attacked by the queen. Until dusk approaches, the queen's emotions still haven't calmed down. He pointed the spear of catharsis. Focus on large females. We don't know about the care of the nest. How does the hyena family divide labor? But after all, the queen lost her cubs. The hyena's presence seemed to be culpable. Facing the emotionally out of control queen, they dare not approach. Don't dare to leave either. But no matter how to express it, even the hyena queen can't change the facts. The hound family has a strict hierarchy, maintaining the family's existence. It depends on the hound queen. Without the queen's permission, other members should not have easy access to food, because food distribution is an important part of the hierarchy, and food is distributed more frequently within the family. Conflicts over food almost every day. This allows every family member to, they all habitually recognize their position. Members with higher status are allowed to fast first, before fasting ends. Lower status members, in severe cases, there is even a risk of being attacked and expelled. Certainly, lower status members can also attack lower status members, so that after other members have eaten, you can also share more of the remaining food scraps yourself. And the only one who reigns supreme is the hyena queen. In addition to food distribution, the hierarchy that affects the hound family, there is another extremely important factor. That's mating. Right. Have the same mating rights as yourself. This results in the same reproductive peak period. A considerable number of cubs were born in the family. And this is the key to the queen's status. After losing cubs, other female cubs show weakness to the queen. They lick the queen's genitals similar to those of a male, to show his absolute loyalty to the queen. But unfortunately, with the queen left with only one cub that died in infancy, while other female cubs visit graves, and many female cubs even have more than one. From that moment, not just teeth, fully grown, all the cubs just came out of the cave. He imitated the movements of adult hunting dogs during mating. The hound princess usually has a separate cave. Princess special treatment. The queen is somewhat hostile to other cubs, and as the cubs grow up, did the princess die or was terrorized by wolves? So just let the other cubs show their kindness to the queen. The hound queen has realized the embarrassment of her situation, but for hunting, not all female hunting dogs, everyone has the right to benefit from. Lost princess. Hound queen is no longer the same thing as usual. Rather than being used as a hunting leader by the group, facilitating attacks on multiple female hounds. Because hunting, this will seriously affect the hound queen's disease. The female hyena suffered serious injuries to her hind legs, but he still walked up to the queen knowingly. Current situation: only by taking the initiative to show kindness to the queen, only in order to maintain his position in the family. There is definitely a risk of being killed. Losing the princess makes the queen cautious. He is very wary of dangers from within the family. Even if I stay in the bird's nest, when there are no variables in the extreme system, they can all take care of the cubs together harmoniously. But as the queen becomes moody, the cubs approach the queen. Not only does the female show high levels of nervousness, the cub's own knowledge is closer to motherhood. So please the queen. In fact, it is also to ensure the safety of the cubs. As the cubs grow up, as always, all female hunting dogs carry food. Hunting mutton products. The queen of hounds now still have the absolute right to distribute food. But maybe all the cubs are not my own. The queen wanders away leaving her food. It took a long time for him to give the food to the cub, but there are other females present. Among them are his own cubs. So, the queen's status was invisibly affected in this way. Sure enough, I saw the queen forbidding the cubs to eat this huge female hunting dog. There was a direct conflict with the queen. This is a maternal instinct, and at the same time, he woke up the queen very far away, let him lose face in front of many family members. H. The hounds took over the food, but the hunting dogs at the scene haven't had a few bites yet. Restlessness disturbs the hound queen. He leads his loyal followers, rush to the scene quickly. Lower status members were expelled one by one. Hound queen, as always, got the right to eat first. Then the plot suddenly took a turn. Hounds are not expelled members actually fight back against the queen. No more. Female hunting dogs are unwilling to follow the original fasting order. They actually use force. Seize food from the queen's mouth. Rebellion catches the queen off guard. But these rebels did not just do it on a whim. Soon there will be more family members. They only see food, absolutely no longer breathing any of these problems. Hound queen tries to charge again. He was directly besieged by many family members. The whole family is obviously divided into two factions. Rebels try to drag their prey away. The hound queen strikes again. In the chaos, they barely manage to get the food back. But the level of chaos at the scene is its own lineup. There is no longer any order at all. Food has become less and less. But there is still no shutdown within the hound family. It seems that it has evolved into an endless process. Although the hound queen hastily suppressed her many times, but there are also many rebels. The two squads went out to attack and shook hands. Stalemate for a long time. Same team. Something like this happens. This was the beginning of the complete division of the hound family. Small bone herd, tangled in dense bush by a pride of lions. This is again, close-up view of a pride of lions. The man's face knows confusion. The lion monsters are naturally very skillful in using, of course. The herd's counterattack is also essential, shaking hands outside the palace. When the herd is in full swing, lions also know how to avoid their sharp edges. However, vulnerable groups can never completely. Mavericks are in a very dangerous situation. Fortunately, critical moment. Bailuni was very timely. He was praised by many killers. The calf has been bitten by a pride of lions, tasted the taste of blood. Although the rescue was successful, but the lions will never give up. Sure enough, the familiar scene happened again. Seeing the scattered cattle herds, they evacuated. The lions did not chase the cattle. They have the same goal. Group targets bitten calf. Fear makes this little deer panic. Out of the family's protection, lions win again. Rescue came belatedly. The calf's cry for help can be heard. The cow still leads the family back collectively. In conflict, we didn't see any big bulls. Maybe this is the poetry that seems to be nothing. In fact, The purpose because chaos may end up being redundant. In particular, it still has the advantage of quantity. In fact, none of this has subsided. What the two sides spread out in the tree is a pair. Because of the rivalry between the two families, it was not a fair fight in the first place. The lions immediately attacked strongly. The cattle those left behind are always old, weak and disabled. Injured calf exposed to lions. Prey is close at hand. At the same time, prey is easily accessible. Conflict kills. I believe it is not difficult to predict the outcome of this killing. Around the bush. The lions did not succeed, but the situation is already very bad for the cattle herd. Because the lions are clinging to the buffalo mother and her calf, adults in an evacuated herd, even more eager than the cubs. The team is so loyal. This was the fourth time the injured calf was tackled by the lions. What the junior high school witnesses in the battle is a pig. Dereliction of duty at the scene showed no fear. Trying to take the calf away, Mavericks also took staggering steps to save themselves, but in the process of dealing with, they gradually distanced themselves from the herd. When the injured Xiao Yu was knocked down for the fifth time, killing has evolved into an extraordinary physical exertion. When the distance gets closer, at this moment, the herd begins to slack off. The army seems to have given up. For the beleaguered calf, no one dares to come close to rescue except the cow. There are only a few members. Still a cow scattered the lions in one go. The injured calf was stunned in place. But can it keep up with the big army? What's more, the killing has gone on like this. Otherwise, popularity accelerates transfer between supporters and prey. Lucky olive branch, usually not tilted towards the weak side. Except there are no reinforcements. Death is the best deterrent to all prey. Urging the calf to flee, the cow looked back many times to no avail. Because of lack of physical strength, injured calf tackled for sixth time. Oh, they left it. This time passes minute by minute. The calf is in a chokehold. This undoubtedly starts the countdown to death. Hesitant, the performance of the herd is unsatisfactory. Under the constant cry of the calf, it seems to be the family's sense of guilt. Only then did they slowly return to the battlefield, but this has given the lions enough time. For the weak calves, the injury is bound to get worse. Rescue successful. But this does not mean that we are out of danger. It would be very rather than following the family transfer. It's easy to identify calves. The cow is indeed honoring his ordinary attacks simply overwhelmed. The team behind us is so broken. He wants to protect his unless a miracle happens. As she just laying on my She's craft. A good mother. Maybe the confrontation can restore the Maverick's strength. Gain time, but speed and agility determine the initiative. To regain I'm afraid the calf also depends on the color of the He carcass. Was immediately attacked Seeing that the Mavericks cannot this stand up, maybe please put your hope in Mavericks to save themselves. We don't see at all that he has the ability to save himself again with great under effort. The instinct of survival. We are indeed guilty, as expected. Saw the calf trying to stand up. He was immediately attacked by a killer. Experienced being blocked many times, working hard again and again to improve combat effectiveness. We really should cut off to basketballs. The Mavericks also struggled to keep up with the larger This is his last stubbornness. Because the faster the herd evacuates, the further the calf is left. Similar to the sixth attack, they once again created the conditions for the slaughter of lions. The hunt is about to end. The ending also affects everyone. Whenever such killings occur, there will inevitably be resentment towards the photographer. But Tianxin Antelope asked Fushiro, we can indeed see the madness of the lions during the pursuit. They swarmed up, finally got the injured calf. Even for the cows still trying to rescue. The lions also lost the patience to deal with him. The mavericks were left at the scene forever. That's how survival is. Survival never sympathizes with the weak. In the past, we always thought, even if we look at the entire ecology, perspective on the relationship between all animals, just a vassal to curb the spread of herbivores, ethyl blooms multiply predators. But whenever the dry season comes, the herds of beasts have devoured the pasture and left it barren, and migrated away in large numbers. The predators left behind, including lions. Which one doesn't look like a beast's illness?